Here at historic Picton at the George IV Inn, what is the 2020 Kia Sportage really like? We went to the launch of this particular updated Kia Sportage relatively recently, a couple of years ago. So the model is in the sunset of its life cycle. And if you want to look at where Kia design is going, you really only need to look at the Seltos, which we reviewed last year. And you can see that from the upcoming Sorento, that's to be launched in a few months' time, we'll be getting something really, really exciting. Meanwhile, in the last 4 or 5 years, Sportage has held itself really well. The front still looks modern with its tiger nose grille, LED lights, LED running lights, and it's picked up a few extra features as well. If I had the key in my pocket, which I don't, the tailgate would swing up after a couple of beeps. And that's what makes this car very, very practical. Kia didn't have to fiddle very much with Sportage to keep it current. At the last update, they crammed a whole lot of safety stuff into it to make sure that it stayed as current as humanly possible. And it's up against really popular brands like Toyota RAV4. That's a brand new car, and it's very difficult to be up against a brand new car with brand new technology. The drive is sensational. The suspension, as I mentioned at the launch, has been got at by Graham Gambold. And what Graham did was fiddle with the steering and with the suspension to make it as good as it can possibly be. This rides superbly. There's tons of space, and I particularly like this cream interior. As we pull up this hill, the diesel engine and 8-speed automatic feel amazingly willing. We're currently doing 80, and the 8-speed automatic is in 8th. And the diesel engine's barely ticking over at about 1100 RPM. I've shifted the gear lever across into manual, and I can see up on the dashboard that it's now telling me that I'm in 5th. If I want a little bit more poke, I shift down into 4th and then up. The important thing is the changes are super, super smooth. And it's a shame they don't have the 8-speed auto from this diesel in the petrol cars. This is so quiet. Now we're on a smoother bit of bitumen. It really is ghostly quiet. You can put your Apple CarPlay on and have your tunes and what have you, and everyone's sweet. The speed limit here is 80, and you really feel like you could go down much faster. It's so competent and so easy. I said at the launch that we were managing quite good speeds on the back tracks. You can see that this uneven bitumen surface is really not being very kind to the car, but the car just doesn't care. Oh, that light's bright. That's the other thing about bright afternoon sun, that there's very few reflective surfaces in here for that sun to reflect off. Something that I'm really critical of in some brands where they've got lots of bling, lots of flash, and it just makes afternoon travelling like this so unpleasant. Now we've gotten to the bottom of the hill, we're in a 100km/h section. And although the sun's on that side, I want to show you this little trick. I'm going to swing this over like so. And you know how the sun is always in the wrong position? It sneaks in under the visors. Well, this one, instead of having an extension like some of the Hyundais does, this whole thing just slides out along the rail so you can get it exactly where you want it. I think that's a stroke of genius. There's a nice big center LCD for the drivers, and it has lots of things in it. It's got temperature and gear position, but most importantly, it's got a digital speedo, something that I, for one, really value. You've got a full complement of safety gear. You've got autonomous emergency braking, and oh, that was just a joy. You've got active blind spot monitoring as well, so if you try and change lanes and there's a car next to you, it won't let you change. The steering has a nice weight to it, and although it doesn't feel super alive like, say, Volkswagen steering, for example, it is still very, very good. That's one of the things Graham Gambold could get as good as he could possibly get it. The sort of person that's going to buy Sportage might be a young family, young couple, or someone that has an active sporty lifestyle. And it's also got active cruise control too. You switch on the button, alter the distance to the car in front, tailor it to your particular needs, your particular likes, or the weather conditions, and Sportage will keep you that set distance from the car in front. The traffic slows down, you slow down too. I can't turn it on because YouTube will have a fit, but the sound from these JBL speakers is excellent. Screen is quick to respond. The other thing is these mirrors have a really great field of vision. Some cars that I've driven, you look back and you just can't see a thing. This is excellent. You can see outside, the blind spot monitor has told me there's a car beside me. The thing I really want to point out is that I've had Sportage on most types of road surfaces, be it this smooth tarmac, bumpy city streets, terribly badly kept dirt roads, and it just always behaves itself. But you've got auto brake hold for traffic and hill start assist. So it does what it does really well. There you go, the 2020 Kia Sportage. It still looks great from all angles. I like it a lot, and I still rate it as much now as the time we first drove it. As always, if you've liked the film, please leave a comment, hit like, and above all, just there to subscribe.